wrongly convicted man, finally out, okay? New York man, convicted, Syracuse. Anthony Broadwater is his name, wrongfully convicted of rape over 40 years ago, is set to receive a $5.5 million payout from the state of New York. The man spent 16 and a half years in state prison, 23 years on the sexual assault offender registry. The victim, 1981 rape, Alice Sebold, falsely accused Broadwater of the crime. 1999, Sebold published Lucky. That was an account of her ordeal in which she described seeing a black man in the street months later whom she believed to be her rapist. Broadwater was arrested, but despite Sebold failing to identify him in a lineup, authorities put him on trial anyway. Sebold identified Broadwater as a rapist on the stand. You see how that works? I really just picture her in the shadows, peeking out. It's really what she did. He maintained his innocence, Mr. Broadwater did. He was denied release 5 times because he refused to admit guilt when he was released. The year Lucky was published, he was required to register as a violent sex offender. Best-selling author, sex offender. Now, how did the conviction get overturned? Well, it's interesting. A re-examination of the case found serious flaws in Broadwater's arrest and trial, including microscopic hair analysis that tied him to the crime, but was later deemed to be unreliable. The unraveling of Broadwater's conviction came 5 months after Timothy Mucanti, the producer of a planned film adaptation of Lucky, developed doubts about Broadwater's culpability. So they were gonna adapt this into a film. Lucky, best-selling author, everything's great. And then the people behind the adaptation said, this something doesn't smell right here with your account here. It just doesn't sound right. So he hired the producer, private investigator, Dan Myers. After a conversation over an hour with Anthony Broadwater, I knew this guy was innocent. Myers, a 20-year police veteran, told the Washington Post, eventually the conviction was vacated. Now the apology. After all those years. Years later, after writing about a role in helping him get convicted and after his exoneration, Sebold apologized to Broadwater. Apology was not given in person, but in an open letter on medium.com. Is this for clickbait? She did it? I added that. She wrote, first, I want to say that I'm truly sorry to Anthony Broadwater, and I deeply regret what you have been through. Did she not mean what I helped put you through? Apparently not. I'm sorry most of all for the fact that the life you could have led was unjustly robbed from you. And I know that no apology can change what happened to you and never will. Ms. Sebold, whose book has been removed from publication, continued to explain that at the time of the accusation, she was a young woman who put her faith in the American legal system. She was a young white woman who put her faith in the American legal system. Sebold said her goal in 1982 was justice, not to perpetuate injustice, but that's what you did. Broadwater accepted Sebold's apology, said he will not file any charges or sue her regarding the wrongful accusation, despite losing almost 40 years of his life. Can you get me Mr. Broadwater's number, please? And then I'll continue on with the statement because he might need to revisit that. I need to speak to him right away. This included not being able to work at certain jobs or even have children because of his status as a sex offender. In 2021, when his conviction was overturned, he said, quote, I would not bring children into this world because of this. And now we're past that age. We can't have children. Jeff, robbed of pretty much his entire life. And Ms. Sebold writes an open letter on medium.com. Couldn't pick him out of a lineup, but suddenly she was emphatic from the stand, okay? I want to get to Mr. Broadwater, okay? She has some coins made off of the lie in his back. She should offer him that. And she should work hard, tirelessly, the rest of her life, in my view, Jeff, to make some sense of this. What say you?
Yeah, I would imagine she has the means in order to have a one-on-one, face-to-face connection with this victim. But I want to go back to something you just alluded to, because the article from Atlanta Black Star highlighted this, and I want to represent it as well. This ruling was appealed, and an appellate court upheld the conviction under the defense notion that the 5 Black men in the police lineup looked alike. All 5? So they either chose 5 men who looked alike, or you think all Black men look alike. And that is, yeah, and that's really disheartening as a Black man, or I don't know, as a human person, because just walking down the street, if somebody doesn't, or if they're not able to differentiate my features from someone else that doesn't look like me, then you mean to tell me I could be in a usual suspect lineup as well?
Yes, yes, okay, yes, it's all of that, okay? And I credit the people who were behind the adaptation that never took place.
Yeah.
Who said, remember, it was them. Let's not give her any real credit. They said, we want to do the project, Miss Sebold, but this is something stinks, and it's your book and everything in it. And we need to investigate. Okay, they did the work, and they had a simple phone conversation, and they knew this does not add up, Jeff. Why are people like this allowed to just, nothing to see here, medium.com, let me pen a letter, sorry, not sorry.
I mean, it goes back to what Sebold said about trusting in the justice system. She can do this because she simply can. She can identify somebody who did something to her, but not really. And then she can live the rest of her life very comfortably. So America has allowed this, and the justice system has allowed this. She said it herself.
Well, I shouldn't get involved, but I do want to speak to Mr. Broadwater to stir him up and reverse course and get you a lawyer, Mr. Broadwater, and some of that money.